I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the...
Hey ESGN Nation, and welcome to the latest episode of Bills Mafia Sit-down here for the Buffalo Bills franchise on Madden 23. We're back here, and we are going to be talking about the playoffs coming up here. As you see, we, of course, had a clean sweep in the season, and now we're getting ready for the playoff run. And, of course, we'll see who we're going to be playing in the playoffs here very soon. But, of course, right now we're just going to take a look back here at some, really got some stats for the season and kind of just talk about the team in general of what we've seen so far and, of course, what we expect going into the postseason. Of course, we went undefeated in the regular season, and there you see we of course 17-0 going into this going into the postseason here. And I wasn't really expecting that to be the case. Of course, with the crazy glitches and stuff like that, and Madden since then has fixed on their own. It's kind of there were some close games. I will tell you, there have been a lot of close games that we should have went the other way. But of course, the season was kind of topsy-turvy with the idea of the season, the way the game was played, came out to be with the glitches and stuff like that. But let's take a look here. We're of course got the first round bye along with Dallas on the NFC side of things. Now, the wild card round looks like it's going to look like this. It's going to be the Chargers taking on the Raiders, the Titans taking on the Broncos. You got the Bengals taking on the Chiefs. On the NFC side of things, you got the Rams taking on 49ers. You got the Battle of the Bays there. You got Green Bay taking on Tampa Bay, and you got Carolina taking on the Eagles. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things will turn out here. Of course, we could easily see a rematch of the Bengals and us coming up in the next round if that happens to be the case. Of course, I'm also fearing that I don't want to go against the Chiefs again, because that is just, this is not right in my book. I don't want to have to deal with Patrick Mahomes and company again. But there you take a look there, the standings for the season, and there, of course, we're looking at that top five there because the Falcons have one of those. We have one of their draft picks there. So we'll get a draft early. I think it's our second round pick that we get to take from them. But the Bengals are the worst team in the league. Ironically enough, they were the best team in the last series we had in Madden 22. But now they're worse. So they'll have the number 1 pick. Rams, of course, are coming back after a great season. Of course, winning the Super Bowl just a season ago, and now they're back into the playoffs here. We'll see how far deep they'll get into. For us, I really think we have a good chance here. By the looks of all the teams here, I would say the Kansas City Chiefs would probably be a tough team. Bengals would definitely be a tough team to play against, and I would honestly say it would not surprise me if the Chargers happen to come out of nowhere being a dark horse in this game, because they have had a pretty good body of work here in the last couple of weeks in their games, and they've been pretty impressive. So we got a lot. It's not going to be a tough ride for us at all. We were dominant in our division, but we do still have some cracks in our foundation of our team, and we just got to try to go out and do our best here. Of course, obviously, our top person, that being our QB, we got to keep him upright, keep Josh Allen upright, ready to go, and be ready on a moment's notice, along with his best friend. I call him the Buffalo Buddies. The other half of the Buffalo Buddies, that being Stephon. He has to play a good game. If Diggs not playing a good game, then we're definitely in trouble. But I will say I think what's going to come, which is going to be the best for us this season. It's been really great here having a 2-headed horse. We could have had a 3-headed horse, but I decided to get rid of Singletary. But with using Moss and Cook, it's just been such a great combination between those two in the backfield there. I kind of want to see more of that next season. I'm really thinking about doing a 2-back set and a lot of the formations there, so you have both on the field at the same time and kind of go back and forth between the two of them. It's been kind of helpful for me for the most part here with the running game, because that's pretty much how I play Madden. My bread and butter is the running game, and then I kind of expand there from that. Eventually, at some point here, I want to kind of utilize it more in the passing game. So I am kind of working on behind the scenes, which you guys don't get to see, is, and I know some of you guys have been requesting that, but I probably will show you the upgrades I've been making for a lot of players. And a lot of those players, a couple of those players have been getting some upgrades here lately, has been Moss and Cook in the backfield there to help us out in the passing game as well. So more opportunities to throw some screen passes if we need to help Josh out, and just get him involved in the passing game just a little bit more often. And I'm hoping to implement that into more of my passing game next season. But you see, obviously, for Josh Allen, by far 5,000 yards for the season, had a great year, 46 touchdowns. Unfortunately, 28 interceptions, not so great. I will say half of those was my fault. The other half is probably the CPU for the most part. But James Cook and Zach Moss have been just great. Unfortunately, James Cook did not finish the season with 1,000 yards rushing, which I tried my best to get him in a lot of games there, especially towards the end there. But Zach Moss, 1,439 yards for this season. Great year for him, 20 rushing touchdowns. Cook had 9 rushing touchdowns there for him, and a great year just for those two overall. Been nice to have 2,000 yards rushers for our club, but unfortunately that's just not the case there, as he's going to be about 98 yards short of getting that. Gabriel Davis, who's been a huge impact for us, especially in the second half of the season, has been just doing a great job for us. He has over 1,000 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns. He leads the team in touchdowns. You would think Diggs would, but Diggs was kind of being watched over quite a bit there. So I really think, I think maybe next season we'll probably bring in a new wide receiver to help out with those guys there, and just depending on what our budget is when it comes to with our budget, of course, obviously free agency. If free agency we can get a guy to come in and help with the receiving core, that'd be awesome, because I want to have Josh Allen have as many weapons as he possibly can have. And of course, obviously, I want to make sure that offensive line is going to be tightened up and ready to go and be able to pass block as well. Edmonds is a guy that we're going to have to worry about in the offseason here. Do we franchise tag him or do we let him go? That's a big question. I know in real life the Bills let him go, but that's a big question for us this season, and we have to see what we can do. when it comes to that. Do we let him go and then maybe try to get him at a cheaper rate, or do we franchise tag him now and then we'll maybe possibly work with him down the line? Jalen Johnson, a great corner there that we picked up after before the trade, that has worked out for us so much, and I'm really glad I made that decision there. Don't get me wrong, Poyer was great. We let him go to the Bears, but unfortunately, I wanted somebody young enough that we can re-sign if we need to. But we had to let him go. We go to the Bears, but the Bears got they got money, so they can re-sign him. It's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna feel. Von Miller, of course, being Von Miller. Ed Oliver, of course, obviously he's out for the rest of the season. He may be able to come back if we can make it to the Super Bowl. There's a good chance there he can make it to the Super Bowl this season, and just really help us out. He's been a huge piece in that defensive line there. Of course, White as well. He's been doing a great job there, and now playing no longer playing corner, but now playing safety, and he's been doing a great job in that position there for us deep in the secondary there. And of course, Micah Hyde and Elam, of course, we're trying to build him up to be the next person in line when it comes to that corner position. He's been doing a great job here. This is his rookie season, and we're really hoping he'll have a breakout second half of the season here, and hopefully he'll be able to show us what he is and what he can do for the future for this ball club as well. So like I said, we got a lot of, obviously I don't want to talk about too much about the decisions we have to make when it comes to signing players, but we do have to figure out, at some point here after the season what we can do. And for the most part here, I think when it comes down to playoff time here, we just got to play some solid football here. Play in what we can do, control what we can control, make the teams play our type of football. And I think for the most part here, we'll do great. Will we have some troubles with some teams? Yeah. Like I said, I'm not looking forward to the Chiefs if we have to face them again. Bengals is another team that we could possibly face in the next round. And of course, the other team I said it was the Chargers was another team that was kind of eerie. I think Raiders is another team too. I mean, there's a lot of good AFC teams right now that are just playing some really good football here in the last couple of weeks of this season. And it's each round's only going to get tougher and tougher as they go along. Of course, now once we get after we of course get done showing you guys these season stats here, we'll go into the wild card round. We'll show you guys those teams that went to the wild card and of course won and moved on to the division round. You'll see who we're playing in the division. There's a guy right there who won MVP. That is no other than Russell Wilson, who again he has been playing really well as of late. I wouldn't be surprised if we play against the Broncos there. And of course, we do have home field advantage there, so we wouldn't have to worry about going on the road. But Russell Wilson has really been just tearing it up this season again. Of course, that's why he won the league's MVP. Here you see just some of the the annual awards that we see there. Of course, nobody, at least for us, I don't think anybody really won any awards here. We got mentioned in a couple. Von Miller was kind of mentioned down there at the bottom as a finalist there. But for the most part here, James Cook, there you see ranked 5th when it comes to awards there. But for the most part here, it was a tough year. We're not really expecting to winning awards. I wasn't really expecting us to go undefeated. But for the most part here, it's been a good run. And I'm hoping that we can continue it as we go into the postseason. As like I said, Josh Allen had a really tough year, 28 interceptions, and of course, like I said, with the weird, the weird passing here in the game this season. It's just Madden not playing like Madden. And now since then, it's calmed down, and they're not leaping up there, grabbing, being super, DBs, grabbing stuff out of the air and doing all kinds of crazy things there. So it's nice that the Madden, and of course it took, literally, back in November, December before they actually worked on the repatching the game and making sure things, retuning it and all that kind of stuff, making sure things were, doing the players were reacting and doing the things they were supposed to be doing. So, but yeah, we're gonna play this series as long as we possibly can. I am gonna get Madden 20 when Madden 24 does come out. We are gonna get that, but we're gonna do something different with that. So we're gonna play as many seasons as we can to the point I get tired of playing this series. And I really want to. My goal is to win 4 championships. The Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. They lost all 4 times. We got to get them back, and we got to redo history. We got to go in there, win 4 championships in a row. Now, will I say we'll end the series there? No, but that is our goal. We got to get 4 championships. It would be nice to have them in a row, but we got to be able to show up to the Super Bowl 4 times and win it 4 times. Because I know Buffalo fans, I got a few people that watch this series. They really want me to get there, and I'm hoping that we can get this team there. But of course, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of maneuvering around, find the right players to sign, and all that kind of stuff there to be able to do that. And it's tough, man. It's not it's not an easy thing to do here in this particular franchise, because a lot of things can happen. Players can go down real quick and real easy, and it's a tough thing. It's we are playing all Madden in this game, so sometimes I do get a little frustration. But it's been a while. It's been actually a long time since I've went undefeated in the regular season. Of course, things can happen real quick, and we can lose this first game in the divisional round if things just don't go our way. But I'm going to try to do my best to avoid that as much as I possibly can. So far, I've been testing the latest. I don't upload or don't download the latest stuff on Madden here. I kind of look around, watch other people's Madden's series and see how they do it, and decide if I'm going to change, if there's something I want to change. But I did upgrade. I did some testings here, and so far the testing with the new slider sets that I'm working on for all Madden and such are working like they're supposed to. So pray for me for this divisional round game, because we'll have that'll be coming up here very, very soon. I got a lot of I've got pretty much the postseason here and parts of the off season here. So you'll see here soon if we made it to the Super Bowl or not. But as you take a look here, just looking at the rest of the awards here. Unfortunately, like I said, we just didn't get awards here right now. There's just a lot of these are all the NFC players here. Some pretty good guys there, and like I said, there's just some scary teams, I think, in this, at least in my franchise here, that are just playing really well and can really change a lot of things going on. Oh, by the way, there is a draft class that I am working on, or that I have worked on for some time. If you're familiar with our Highland Scottish series, there are going to be a lot of players in this particular draft class. That's why I haven't talked about this draft class so too much, because I've been working on it. It is finished. I will let you guys know when you guys can download that here very soon. I'll let you guys know in a video when you guys can download that on Madden 23. But I also have them on Madden 22, and I'll let you know in that video as well of how you guys can find those draft classes for those players that you guys like in the Highland Scottish series. This particular draft class is seasons, I believe, season 1 and 2 that I combined together. Both Highland Scotty players and some players from teams that we played against, and teams that players that were doing really good those first 2 years. Take a look here. Denver is the team we're going to be playing against, and they won their game against the Tennessee Titans. Final score 30-24. So we got to take on. Oh, geez. We have to take on Russell Wilson and his team, and this is not going to be. This is one of the teams this is not one of the teams I was mentioning that was kind of fearing for, but this is one of those teams. They've been playing really, really well down the stretch here. They got themselves in the playoffs by getting win. If you take a look here, the AFC West did a really good job this year. even though they did beat each other up quite a bit. But all 4 teams made it into the playoffs. So that tells you right there, they're really ready to go. It was a really weak. Other 2 or 3 divisions were kind of weak. They didn't have anybody, but all, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders all got into the playoffs. So that tells you right there what these teams are all about. As you take a look here at some statistics in this game here, and of course Russell Wilson, one of those definitely gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's gonna be a guy that we're just gonna have to make sure we need to put pressure on quick and as soon as possible. Take a look there, 411 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times, and there you see 28 of 40 in that game against Tannehill. In that matchup there. So a really good game there for Russell Wilson. Like I said, we're going to have to come in at him in all types of directions, blitzing him as much and as often as we can. We cannot let him especially let him run wild. We can't lose track of him. We're definitely going to have to put a spy on him as often as we possibly can. Melvin Gordon, 21 carries. Looks like 94 yards for him. No touchdowns for him. Derrick Henry, King Henry, 23 of 75, 1 rushing touchdown. Not enough for them to get the win there for the Titans in that 30-24 loss. So not much. They did a great job. Seemed like they did a great job there, sealing up Henry there in that game. So I'm kind of thinking of that, our running game is going to have to be explosive. So we may have to get Moss and Cook involved in the passing game as much as we can. And in some ways, like I said, we've been kind of preparing for this. So we'll stick with our game plan, which is to run the ball. We're going to run it right at them for the most part here. First running game that can hopefully will open up to the passing game there. I'm hoping to have Diggs open as much as possible. Another person I think that I think is going to be key for this game is going to have to be a tight end. Knox is going to have to be open, and he's going to help us out. He's got to be that pressure release valve that I depend on my tight ends to do. So Knox is going to come in, and he's going to be one of those players that's going to be very important for us. To help us out there in the short passing game. We're not going to try to throw the ball too deep too often. If we see a mismatch, you know me, I'm going to take advantage of it. So we are definitely going to try to get the deep passing game involved at a premium, but not too much. But there you see Broncos 11-6 for the season. And of course, there you see they tied with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're in second place. Raiders got in there. They squeaked in there with a 9-8 win, or 9-8 season, 9-8 for the season. Chargers, of course, had the best one there. And as you take a look here around more of the scores there, Chargers, Raiders get defeated by the Chargers, 28-14. Rams win that game. Packers end up winning that game 38-28, and the Chiefs end up losing to the Bengals 31-28. And the Panthers defeat Philly 28-20. So those are your winners for the wild card round. Like I said, with that man right there, Russell Wilson, he is definitely going to be a guy that we're going to have to stop. Now they're suggesting the deep passing game here, but I'm going to say the short passing game there. He's 90-something% rating in that in there. So that's going to be our key. Of course, for us, offensively, we're going to have to make sure we watch the blitzing from them. I know we're going to be blitzing a lot, so I know they're going to try to blitz us a lot. And of course, our guys, we've had that trouble here with that blitz counter, blitz counters setup there. We've got caught with that many times this season, and had Allen running for his life, and so we got to try to avoid that this week coming up in this game here against Denver. So it is a home game. Hopefully you guys will be here for that game. It'll be up here in the next day or two, and we'll try to do our best to try to get this win and move on to the next round. Try to move on to the AFC Championship game. We'll see who will play in there. It'll either be the Chiefs or the I can't remember who the other team is now. But yeah, it'll be one of those two teams. I forgot who the other team was. I have to go back and look. But right now, we're focused on this game here and try to stop Russell Wilson. If we can shut him down, and or if our defense can really help us out by scoring on getting pick six off of him or forcing fumbles, stuff like that, that will be great. That will take the pressure off of Allen. But yeah, we got to stop Russell Wilson in order to win this game. But that's it from the Bills sit down here. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't also check us out over on our second channel, our ESGNet Plus LP, as we got some great content over there. But like I said, stay tuned for more here on the channel. Bills Mafia, are you ready to go? I am. Let's get ready to get out to the field here. We'll see you guys in the next episode for this game, as we'll be in the AFC divisional round, taking on the Denver Broncos. 11-6 Denver Broncos at home here in the next video. As always, keep yourselves really healthy, and I will see you guys next time. Go Mafia.
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.